Have you ever wondered why you can know exactly what would make your life better and still you don't do it? You're not lazy, you're not failing. And the reason that you keep getting stuck is not what you think. So there's something underneath your hesitation, something very real, very human. And today I want to help you finally understand it. Because once you see what's truly going on, following through becomes possible in a way it hasn't been before. Not through force, not through pressure, but through clarity and compassion. You know, we live in a world that loves to label people as lazy. It's such an easy explanation, isn't it? I should be able to do this, or I just don't have discipline, or I can't seem to get it together. And we start repeating these sentences until they feel like facts. But laziness is almost always never what's happening. So if you pause to look long enough between the surface, or beneath the surface, beneath the habit that you can't sustain, or the meditation practice you keep meaning to start, or the dream that you keep postponing, you find something so much more meaningful than a label. You find discomfort. You find uncertainty. You find old experiences and old beliefs that are quietly influencing your behavior. You find the part of you that learned a long time ago that stepping into something unfamiliar can feel really unsettling. Not dangerous, just unfamiliar. And unfamiliar often registers in our brains as too much. We get overwhelmed. So what happens is that your mind does something very intelligent. It tries to protect you from that feeling. So it guides you back to what's predictable, even if that predictable place isn't where you want to be, certainly isn't where you want to stay. So even when you're desperate to change something, you really want to change something, even when you know it's going to help you, inside your inner system is saying, hold on, let's not disrupt anything yet. Let's stay with what we understood. And without realizing it, you are obeying that pull. It's not because you lack willpower. It's because you're trying to feel safe. Let me ask you this. Have you ever had an afternoon where you've had nothing scheduled? It's the perfect opportunity to do the one thing that matters the most to you. And you get to the end of the day and you realize that you still haven't done it. You weren't lazy. You weren't sabotaging yourself. What happened is this. Your mind chose comfort over growth. So your mind chose something familiar, even if it's not helpful, because familiar feels easier in the moment. Your mind doesn't care how proud you're going to feel next week. It cares how manageable something feels right now. This is why you can want something so deeply. I don't know, more peace, more routine, more health, more creativity, and still you struggle to take even one small step. This is not a discipline issue. This is not a motivation issue. Following through isn't a motivation problem. It's a safety problem. And once we understand that, everything changes. So when this lands inside you, when you truly understand it, something softens. Because you stop attacking yourself. You stop assuming that I just don't have what it takes. And you stop carrying the weight of false stories about why you're stuck. You begin to see the truth. Your system is doing exactly what it was trained to do. Reduce discomfort by avoiding change. Wow, it's a mic drop moment. Because this isn't a flaw. It's a pattern. And one thing we understand in the work I teach you is that happiness is a habit. It is a series of patterns. And the best part about that is patterns can shift. And the moment you stop fighting yourself, you begin working with yourself. You stop trying to bulldoze your inner world and you start understanding what it needs in order to change, in order to move. So how do we shift this pattern? How do we shift these habits? As always, we start at the smallest possible place. We don't do it by pushing harder. We don't do it by setting huge goals. We don't do it by expecting a transformation overnight. We begin with something so small, so gentle, so doable that your mind hardly even registers it as change. So instead of a full meditation practice, you sit down and you take one slow breath. So instead of reorganizing your home, you clear one tiny area. So a drawer, a corner, maybe a single surface. Instead of committing to a big workout, you simply put your running shoes on and step outside. So these tiny steps, they might look insignificant, but they're powerful messages to your mind. What it's saying is this is safe. This is manageable. This is something we can do. And when something feels safe, you'll repeat it. And when you repeat it, it becomes familiar. And once it becomes familiar, it becomes a habit. And once it becomes a habit, it becomes a part of you. So this is how trust gets built. This is how consistency grows. This is how follow-through becomes a natural expression of who you are. So tiny actions in your life build trust in yourself. And trust builds follow-through. But here's the deeper truth. When you struggle to stay consistent, it's never because you don't care. It's never because you're weak. It's never because something is wrong with you. It's because you're asking yourself to leap emotionally, physically, or mentally before your system feels steady enough to hold that leap. So real growth doesn't happen in giant, dramatic steps. Real growth happens at the speed of kindness, at the pace that your system can actually absorb. So when you let yourself take one grounded, manageable step at a time, you're not going too slow, you're going sustainably. So you don't overcome hesitation by force. You have to overcome it by making change feel approachable, feel doable, feel emotionally safe. So if this is resonating with you, you're not alone. This pattern is incredibly common. You would be surprised how many people have these kind of issues, all right? I hear the same words from people all over the world. I don't know what to do. I want to do what I'm wanting to do, and I don't do what I intend to do. So people say it with shame as though it means something about their worth, but it doesn't. It simply means they've never been taught how to work with their mind instead of fighting against it. This is a human challenge, not a personal failing, and you absolutely can shift it. So if you'd like to understand exactly what's getting in your way, the emotional patterns, the habits, the blind spots, I've created a free happiness quiz that helps you see clearly where you are right now. It just takes a couple of minutes and it offers the first steps you can take to move forward in a way that feels gentle, steady, and realistic. You can find the link below this video. Like, subscribe, let me teach you more ways to be happier. As always, be kind, take care, go gently in the world.